Eddie, welcome back. Should have slept. Yeah, it's been, what, 4 hours, I think? About. So, it's probably like, what, early morning for you? Try to get some sleep, right? Like 20 minutes or something's better than none. Okay, fine. Next time, yeah. That's good. Well, in any case, I mean, you might, yeah, catch up on some sleep now then at least. And then, from next time, make sure to make sure to do it ahead of time. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I'm doing this. No, I took a break. I grabbed dinner. Um, yeah, I had some dinner. Um, and then I think separately I also took a short break, and then I started up again. So not the whole time. Maybe more like half, or so. I don't know. And so on. Well, I mean, first of all, I don't do this every day, right? Today's just, well, for me today's I mean, you can see from the on screen, today's the 25th. It's a Sunday, right? So I just want to catch up. Like, I don't like doing this either. But I just want to, catch up and, you know, yeah, there's other things I want to do. But you know, I need to do this first. So I wouldn't do this every day, of course. You know, I totally agree. I wouldn't be able to. I don't have the patience to do this every day of every week of, you know, every month of every year, right? Yeah. And you know, for proof of that, you can, if you're on Twitch, right? I think you're on Twitch. So you can probably look back at like on at my Twitch schedule, and I'm pretty sure it shows you uh, streams up to about 2 weeks ago, and you'll see that they're not consistent. I don't think I've done, you know, more than 3 hours of streaming, like, at all in the past 2 weeks. Well, maybe there was one time. But I don't, you know, yeah, I don't like doing it either. Well, I mean, it is the morning for you, is it not? I mean, I understand not wanting to have been woken up by your sister, but also, I mean, who was the one that was awake at 4 a.m., right? No, I get it. I get it. It's frustrating to get woken up, when you're trying to sleep. But just focus on sleeping. Just focus on falling asleep. Yeah. So, and I get it. I get it. Well, I mean, yeah, like in my case, you don't I necessarily, which is why I'll explain it. I often need anything between like 12 to like 15 hours of sleep in order to actually feel rested. Hence why earlier, when I said I did take a break while you weren't here, I did take like a 1 hour. I don't know if you can call 1 hour a nap, but I did take a break and stuff. So no, I get it. Sleep is important. I've said before, but or yeah, I'm sure you I'm sure you get how much I value sleep. But so yes, I get it. I get it. just focus on sleeping. Just focus on sleeping. Care about sleep. Well, I mean that'll happen, right? Yeah, I mean if you're awake now and well, I don't know if you have a headache or not, but sometimes I have a headache if I can't get enough sleep. But assuming everything else is fine, but it's too late to go to school or whatever, then uh, yeah, maybe it's just better to I don't know, like take a walk or something. I don't know. So, I mean, yeah, sleep deprivation will do that to you. I totally agree. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I don't know how you're feeling now. Um, um, I mean, I guess the main thing, right, is that if your sleep schedule shifts a little bit once, then it's very easy for that to kind of cascade. So I don't know. Maybe the thing to focus on right now, if you're feeling fine, is just making sure you fall asleep at a good time today, and like, or tonight, and just kind of make sure that you don't like fall asleep during the day today. Yeah, feeling tired. Well, yeah, I don't know what the best solution is, because if you sleep now, then on one hand, I think you should just sleep and then get rested. But on the other hand, that also means there's a high chance you're gonna, you know, wake up at a weird time and then, you know, go back to sleep at another weird time, and it just infinitely cascades. So, or indefinitely rather cascades. So, yeah. And finish studying. I wanted to finish this lecture, which is about. Let's see. There's about 3 minutes left in this, and then there'll be another 11. Let's say 12 minutes. So that's 15, and then maybe another 5 minutes, so 20. And then it takes about 4 times the length of the recording for me to finish annotating it. So 20 times 4 is about an hour and 20 minutes. Now, will I do that all in one sitting? I don't know, but I'll probably take another break at a little past 11. We'll see. But it might take another about hour and a half or so to finish annotating this all. If I did it all at once. Doing this for like so one more. Well, wait. What do you mean one more? Oh, like one more hour? Well, I might not be able to. I said I'm gonna try, not that I'm gonna do it. Well, I don't know if I said I was gonna try, but I intended to say that I was gonna try. I don't actually remember if I said I did say that or not, so I guess we'll be careful about that. Yeah, and again, it's not like I do it every day anyway, so it's like, yeah, no, I'd hate it if I had to do this every day, but I don't, so yeah, there's that. Also, excuse me. Excuse me. Also, I thought in general it was common for 1 hour of lecture time to correspond to about, like the ratio is often stated to be like 1 to 3, right? Or sorry, 1 to 2. Where 1 hour of lecture time is usually corresponds to about 2 hours of independent study, or not independent study, or like individual, or like studying on your own time, right? So if you have about 2 hours of lectures a day, for example, then, so let's say I watched 2 1-hour lectures, then it would be kind of normal to expect, the total time it takes to finish studying to be 6 hours for that day, right? Because it's two 1-hour lecture segments and then 2 hours of studying per lecture segment, so total 6, right? So I don't think 6 is that strange if your schedule, or six hours a day doesn't sound strange if your schedule has like 2 hours of lecture. What's up? Getting out, or did you finish, or?
Almost, but yeah.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Oh, your Twitch chat's going off?
No, just one person. They I guess they can't sleep, so they're here for whatever reason. Yeah.
Take some melatonin.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to necessarily condone,
It's not
chugging
bad.
meds. I thought there was the whole thing about how melatonin's not as safe as people thought.
Oh, really?
I think it's fine still, but it's the same thing where it applies to regular meds too, like Advil, right? You don't want to chug Advil or else your stomach's gonna start bleeding or something.
Yeah.
I think that
I'm sure once won't kill you.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's just, I don't want to be like, yeah, just chug melatonin, you'll be fine.
I mean, obviously take the serving size on the bottle, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, but the thing with like your stomach like bleeding if you take too much Advil is like you can do it. It's because
Use?
Yeah,
I think your stomach lining or something.
I think that's what it is, right? Yeah, I can't remember what exactly the reaction is, but
you see, I know nothing besides physics. So
did you say that your one of your undergrad things was in bio though?
Biophysics?
Biophysics, yeah,
I knew
right.
nothing about what was going on there. I mean, that was just physics, but
Right. Yeah. Anyway, you're gonna head home, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 hours the whole day. Yeah. That's a few.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Peace.
For the record, anyway, I wasn't actually sitting here for 6 hours. Just to put that out there. You're just misunderstanding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I took breaks, so I took a nap. But yeah. Take care. Yeah, see you. It's like a whole day of school for you. 6 hours. Well, I mean, 6 hours. Jeez, how many classes are you taking? Same everywhere. Actually, I guess I probably should have asked this first. What like grade level are you in, or what like like not grade level, I guess, but I mean like what level of schooling? Seventh grade. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's pretty normal. But sorry, I guess it essentially, yeah, I was just kind of talking in terms of like college, right? So so in middle school, I want to say at least in the U.S. from middle school, if you include middle school and high school, or yeah, if you include middle school and high school, the calculation is more, I think, closer to like 1 to 1 or like 1 to, it's closer to 1 to 1, where they kind of expect you to study 1 hour for every hour of lecture time. Although I think in practice it ends up being about 2 hours per 1 hour of lecture time anyway. Um, but but at the same time, we all realize that doesn't work, right? Because if you had to study 2 hours for every hour of lecture in middle school and high school, then for every 6 hour school day, you have to spend 12 hours studying. And if you spend 12 hours studying, then and like then that leaves literally like 6 hours for sleeping and eating and transit. So I know while they want to say that they expect you to study 2 hours per class per lecture hour, I think everyone realizes that it's not physically possible unless you want to just burn everyone out. But yeah, sorry, I misunderstood. So anyway, yeah. But so I guess in your case, I think it's more sensible to expect an hour, maybe or so. Yeah, probably about an hour, if not an hour and a half of studying for every hour of lecture that you're in. Um, yeah, that sounds about right. And then once you get to university, the number changes more to like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, depending on how difficult the class is. I think 1 to 2 is usually the ratio that they expect. Um, and for harder classes, so classes maybe with like a lab component or, um, um, you know, yeah, or just higher difficulty classes, it's fairly normal to expect maybe 3 hours of studying on your own time for every 1 hour of lecture. And when you put it that way, right, then the fact that I'm re-annotating lecture notes for 3 hours for every 1 hour of lecture sounds pretty sensible, right? So pretty easy. Well, I mean, I guess that's good, right? If it's easy for you right now, that gives you a lot of leeway to kind of explore, things that, your hobbies and stuff. I, you know, yeah, like, it's if it's easy for you right now, then I think that's a good opportunity to kind of explore, hobbies as well as, you know, maybe academics or fields that you might not have considered. And let's see, Helios. That username looks familiar. Have you been here before? I want to say you have, but my memory is admittedly not that good. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, you're in seventh grade, so I realize, university is quite a bit far ahead, but nonetheless, maybe you don't have to think about it that far. You just have, but I think it's, if classes or school's easy for you, then, in addition to just enjoying life, like, go watch a movie, go play video games, or go to the park, play some sports, like in addition to all those things, I think it's, might be a good opportunity to, just, I mean, we have access to the internet, right? I mean, I did when I was in middle school as well, although it wasn't as developed back then, right? But, it's, there's a lot of information out there, so there's a lot of things you can kind of explore. So I would take advantage of the kind of, what do you call it, the leeway that you have right now in your schedule, so to speak, and make the most of it, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to studying though, because I do want to finish studying. I don't like wasting an entire day on studying. Yeah. Uh, I think if you were to, I'm not saying you should have done this or you have to, but I play games every once in a while, but um, the reality is my job, so to speak, right now is a student, right? Like I'm a full-time student, so I haven't had the chance to play very many games. I'm looking forward to Overwatch 2 though. That's coming up in about a week now, right? Overwatch 2 in a week, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But in terms of like, do I play games often or video games often? Well, you can ask my regulars; they'll all say bullshit. But anyway, um, yeah, yeah. Um, I'd like to do more of that, but I gotta focus on getting on top of my classes first. Um, that's the reality. Yeah. Actually, I have a number of ideas I'd like to try, but besides playing video games, but eventually, yeah. Overwatch. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know about you. I don't know when you got into Overwatch, but I got into Overwatch, a few years after it first launched, right? But still closer to then than now, right? I I actually I don't actually know how many hours I've logged in that game, but let me see. I don't have. Do I have BattleNet installed? I don't. So, um, just to see if there's a. Is it possible to see my? Oh, shit! Wants me to. Is it this one? Oh, this is gonna take forever. Okay, sorry, never mind. I can't actually look up when I started. Um, but it's much closer to the launch date than now. And I think we can all say that we've waited a good amount of time for Overwatch 2, so I'm very much looking forward to it. Will I be able to play on the second? I will try to make time on that day, but I won't make any guarantees, especially since again, midterms are about in a month, and I don't really think I'm in a good position. But I will try to play a little bit. Region locked, Cries and Gundam Evolution. Wait, Gundam Evolution's region locked? What? Wait, seriously? And Reiner, welcome back. Wait, how does the region locking work? Like, this isn't like this isn't like, oh, you don't have a local server, right? This is like legitimately they block your connection if you're not, your IP address is the wrong number, essentially, right? US, Canada, and Japan. Huh, well, what's the point of that? I mean, I guess, well, I don't know. Yeah. That's strange. What server like back like server like back end like server infrastructure does Evolution use? Is it not like AWS or something? The reason why I ask is because if it is AWS based, it seems like it should be trivial to just deploy servers, globally, right? AWS is really pushing for that, like, variable or automatic like load balancing stuff. That's crazy. Maybe it's not crazy, but that's very strange, I think. Which I guess it's not too bad, or I guess during like the beta, right? Because they've been running a beta for a while, right? I don't think that's too much of an issue. Gundam Evolution, the new Gundam PC game, or I guess Gundam like what do you even call that style? Is it okay to call it a hero shooter? I don't know, but it's a new Gundam game. Sends you an error. Really? Wow, that's stupid. Yeah, like I get it during the beta, right? They don't, they wouldn't necessarily want to, deploy it everywhere, right? Because you want to focus your efforts on just polishing the game up, right? But it's Overwatch but with the Gundams. I don't know. Well, I think I don't know. I watched some gameplay. I feel like they did a good job of differentiating themselves from Overwatch. Battle Operation 2 cancels the network test. Oh, they canceled it? Sorry, so Skullmy informed me a little bit about Battle Operations 2. But I thought, that's strange. I didn't realize they canceled it. Huh. Well, yeah. But it was slated to release sometime soon, and I think it got pushed back, right, for Battle Operations 2. Yeah, that's annoying. That's right. Yeah. I think I do want to try Evolution at some point. Obviously I've gotten used to Overwatch, so you know, at the moment, if I had to choose one or the other, I'd probably prefer Overwatch. But like it looks. I feel like with Overwatch, the what do you? Well, I don't know. I don't really know what to call it, but Evolution has some, has a style to it that seems kind of interesting. So I'm definitely willing to give it or I definitely want to give it a try at some point. Hopefully sooner than later because yeah. Since April more. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. You'd think that Gundam is. I mean, Gundam's a really popular franchise, so you'd think they'd be super gung ho about it. I mean, if Bandai Namco is willing to release, like their nth, Sword Art Online game, then you'd think they'd be able to release, a Gundam, game, or two, right? um, Actually, I don't know. I don't know if it's the same devs, but I don't know. Bandai Namco seems to have a lot of money for, yeah. I never understood why the Sword Art Online games are so popular. Or they're popular enough that they can release like I don't know how many there are, but it's like what is the difference between these games? For the record, I really like Sword Art Online as a franchise. Or I'm I know. Oh yeah, let's shit on Sword Art Online, blah blah blah. But like if I'm being really honest, I actually liked the series. Um, so, but even then, I think it's kind of stupid that how many games they release. um, all right, yeah, sounds good. Take care, stay safe, have a good morning, I guess. Yeah, try to try to get rested, but also try not to mess up your sleep cycle too much. But yeah, we'll see you later or not, or yeah. Yeah, let's gotta Sorry, 11. I figured they're a little predictive over me. Oh, I didn't realize there were that many. I mean, I can't really, I can't really criticize. I took a nap like literally, like 3 hours ago. So, but anyway, it sounds good. Um, yeah, yeah. I didn't realize that many. Well, I guess it's not surprising they have that many Gundam games, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it just shows how popular Gundam is, right? I don't, I don't really blame them. Stay awake all day. I mean, it sucks. I think I don't know if I mentioned before actually, but we have family in Japan, so at least when I was younger, we went to visit a lot, and on the way there, it was always fine because we would get there pretty late and we'd be pretty tired, so jet lag wasn't all that much of an issue in terms of kind of trying to switch your sleep cycle to match the time difference. But on the way back, it would always be tough because we would always end up on a flight that landed in like during the middle of the day or like sometime earlier in the morning. Like earlier in the morning than later. Or I guess not. I guess it's supposed to earlier in the day rather than later. So it was always rough fixing jet lag on the way back from Japan because inevitably, we'd be tired and we'd fall asleep at like 12 o'clock after we land, and then our sleep schedule would just be fucked for like a week. so it sucks, but yeah, the sooner you can fix your sleep cycle, the better. Yeah. Although I think I'm gonna call it quits pretty soon. I'm getting pretty tired. There's still about a few minutes left in this recording though, so I think estimate-wise, what I said was pretty spot on. Or I don't know if I said it, but I said that I was expecting it to take it until about midnight. Just, extrapolating from the 1 hour 20 minutes thing when I said it at 10:40, so yeah. We'll see if I can actually hit that though, because it's getting pretty close to 12 o'clock. When's the next stream? So when's the next stream at this time? So my usual, you can see my clock on screen right now, right? So my local time is, let's see, you were at 4 in the morning when I was at, what time was it? I'm not sure what the time difference is, but I'm going to speak in terms of my local time, right? I usually try to target 8 p.m. to about 11 p.m. So you can see that today I'm staying awake much later than usual. Tomorrow I expect to be able to stream at about that time, so whenever 8 o'clock my time is for you. So I guess take whatever time it is for you right now and then subtract 4 hours from it, and that would be my usual streaming time. So if I had to guess, it's probably a little bit inconvenient for you. But, going forward the next few weeks, I'll be streaming pretty sporadically, so, although I will try to target that 8 p.m. time. So, just whenever you feel like it, right, feel free to pop by, or, I mean, realistically, you shouldn't, because if I had to guess, it's not a super convenient time. Be able to, well, no, what I mean to say is, like, in terms of, if you have to go to school, I don't think, like, right, so like, right now, I'm assuming is, like, what, like, 10 o'clock in the morning for you or something? I'm trying to calculate it from earlier, but, yeah, okay. So if it's about 10 o'clock in the morning for you, that means you'd have to get up at 6, or I would start streaming whenever it's 6 o'clock your time. Rather than that, I'd much rather you just, go to school. I mean, if something happens, or if, there's a weird, like on weekends, right? That's fine. Although on a weekend, I don't know about you, but if on a weekend, I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock. I want to go to sleep. Or I'd want to stay in bed for another 3 hours. That's what I'd do on a weekend. But But you know, just for reference, maybe you wake up early and you're got nothing to do while you're waiting to go to school. So yeah, if that happens, feel free to pop by. But I think it's probably better for you to fix your sleep schedule rather than show up to some random study stream. Yeah. Anyway, let me finish writing this though. Yeah. I'm not quite sure how he drives this. Different hours. Yeah, that's usually how it. Yeah, yeah. Although I've seen weird situations where people will be like some number of hours and like 13 minutes, or not 13, like 15 minutes off, or like some number of hours and like 30 minutes off. And I don't understand how that works because I thought all of the time zones were set, you know, or the where they draw the lines for the time zones were set in 1 hour increments. So I was trying to figure out like how, I mean, I guess you could just, you know, split it in the middle and then decide that that is the, you know, like how does a clock choose to be, you know, and these were digital clocks too, so you would expect them to not have drifted, you know, you would expect them to yeah, I don't know how they ended up with like, I'll have to look up what time zones are exactly like 30 minutes off or something. Yeah, I don't know. Because that sounds kind of funny, right? Like it means like if you cross this boundary, then your clock is going to be 30 minutes off, which, you know, it's already a hassle when people live near two different time zones already. But like, yeah. Although, with that said, I saw that happen like years ago, like even before smartphones were a thing. It was like a long time ago. So maybe it's not, that doesn't happen anymore. Maybe that 30-minute thing was just a weird local quirk. Uh, Super Airy Gamer. I don't know how to pronounce this. Super. Ari? Ari? I don't know. If you're looking for a cute anime girl to get anime voice, sorry to disappoint. If you get this, feel free to stay. I do have to apologize. I was kind of finishing up the stream. Super? Okay, that's so much easier to say. But yeah, super. If you're like again, so yeah, so I was just studying. Unfortunately, I'm at the end of my lecture recording that I was at. So long story short, I was rewriting my lecture notes for this class that you see, this lecture recording, and I was actually just about at the end of it. In fact, I'm literally 1 minute and 1 second away from the end of the recording. And then I was going to go to sleep because, as you can see from the on screen, or not my screen, but the Twitch, stream, it's almost midnight and I want to go to sleep. So sorry about that, but yeah. So just I guess to give you the whole marketing spiel. I usually run these study streams slash, well, generally productivity streams. So it's not just studying; it's like whatever I need to work on that given day. I usually run them from about 8 to 12, or sorry, not 8 to 12, 8 to 11. So whatever that is for your time. I also have it on the schedule on Twitch, so and I think Twitch does the automatically converts to your local time, so you can look there. So yeah, if you want to come by and work on stuff, or feel free to. If not, no hard feelings. I get it. It's not very many people, I think, or I don't expect very many people to come to Twitch to study, so it's that's fine. So yeah, I'll have at it. I although this is 1 minute left, so I'm like, man, I can get this done. I can get this done. Almost there. Okay, so maybe not at exactly midnight, but relatively close to midnight. Um, 8 p.m. Okay. New Zealand. Oh, okay. I was I don't know how common this is, but my second cousin, I guess. He's not literally my cousin. He's like once removed because um it's this person is essentially my aunt, who married my mom's brother. So that aunt's brother's son. So he's not really my cousin, but um, uh, the whole point is that he lives in Japan, born and raised, but he did a study abroad program for 1 year to New Zealand, and I heard that's very common. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Is that actually true? Because I've heard a handful of people that are Japanese that did a study abroad program to New Zealand, uh, which I don't know. It sounded like he had fun. I just I'm not sure if it's rare or common, but it sounded kind of common, which kind of surprised me. Um, I don't know what kind of agreement Japan and New Zealand have, but it sounds like there might be something like that. Yeah. All right, we're done. Well, we're not literally done, but I'm done with what I wanted to do today. Let's see. How much more do I really need to do, though, to be, like, totally fully caught up? Wave dampening and reflection with conductors. Oh, subtitles. Thanks. Man, I see. Yeah, happy Monday. Happy Monday. That's not really what I would. That's not something I necessarily celebrate, but. Okay, yes. So planar EM wave and a conductor. So that was what we talked about here. Or planar EM wave and a conductor. Or maybe I need to. Sorry, let me see. Planar magnetic propagates omega is greater than 0 in z direction. Uniform conductor conductivity sigma dielectric concepts on mu real valued components. We derived that some phase offset phi by the following dispersion relation. This dispersion relation looks familiar. Yes, yeah. Okay, shoot amplitude ratio. Did we talk about the amplitudes? Alright, I might need one more lecture. Wait, it's about to be Tuesday for you. Oh, you're right, yeah, because you're in New Zealand. Yeah. You're, how many hours ahead? I guess you must be 20 hours ahead, right? Is that right? Yeah. Right, wait, let me think. So Japan is 16 to 17 hours ahead depending on if we're in daylight savings or not. And then New Zealand should be more off than that, right? So yeah, it should be 20, right? I want to say. That's right? Yeah, because you go around the globe like... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I have to use Japan as a reference because I have that memorized, obviously, right? Because we've been to Japan so often that it's like, so before, Skype and like Zoom and stuff became really common, my mom would would call her brother and her father, so my grandfather, in Japan, and so we always had to do this game of like, okay, is it daylight savings time? Yes or no? Okay, then it's either 16 or 17 hours ahead, which means that if we call at like 8 p.m., then it'll be, whatever time in Japan, and then, is today a weekday, in which case my uncle's working, and we always had to do this calculation, so so I at least have the time differences relative to Japan somewhat memorized. Although I still can't remember if it's 17 hours during daylight savings time or during, non-DST. I wish we could just get rid of daylight savings, to be honest. He's future, like the SpongeBob meme, future. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, Super and Eddie, thanks for staying till the end. Right, yeah, so as I said earlier, this isn't a normal stream for me in the sense that I usually don't stream all day. I think if you go on Twitch right now, and then you go to my schedule, you'll see that for some unfathomable reason, I've streamed like 4 times today. That's not normal, and it's honestly somewhat burned me out. Actually, I don't know. Does it say? Maybe it doesn't. I think it's probably 2 or 3 times, actually. I don't know how many times I streamed today. But needless to say, that's not really normal. Usually it's from 8 to 10 my time. Or sorry, 8 to 11. I can't even say that. Jeez. 8 to 11 my time. And it's usually just that one slot. Yeah, so Super, I guess have a good rest of your evening, and Eddie, good luck with staying awake. I realize it's, Reiner's here too. Yeah, thanks for staying to the end. He's, I'm gonna be honest, Reiner, lurks so often. It's never quite clear if he's there or not. but thanks for staying today. Yeah. Very pleasant surprise. Yeah, so I guess good morning to Reiner, good night to Super, and well, good morning to Eddie and Reiner, I guess, and then good night to Super. And yeah, again, don't force yourself to, if you do want to come by in the future, don't force yourself. I'll be streaming at random times, so I'm sure our schedules will conveniently line up at some other point, so yeah. But yeah, everyone, I guess good luck with the week, hang in there, because life sucks. not necessarily, right? But yeah, like it's the start of the week, so let's do our best. Yeah. So yeah, see you guys later. Thanks for coming by. お疲れ、おやすみ。